Good morning. It's Monday and it's Nancy Joy with Heartlight's Reflections. Today's quote came to me from my book, and mainly because I was dealing this week with a lot of clients and myself and all people all around me, where it became very apparent to me how painful it is to stay stuck behind your protection mechanism. One particular incident that really drew me into this and remembering this quote from my book was a friend and woman who's done a lot of work with me over the years, and I know her very well. And she's come so far in moving through the resistances and patterns that have kept her repeating and repeating. But as most of us, or many of us, are finding now, we're sort of come back to a similar place at a different level, because now we're so much more conscious of it. But it's almost like we're being pushed back into that box, back into that space, for safety reasons, because let's face it, our world's changing. The financial picture's changing, the safety picture's changing, the toxicity all around us is changing things for us. The laws that are taking away our liberties and freedoms, it's all changing us very, very, very rapidly. So it makes sense that the inner child or the lower self doesn't feel very safe right now, and we're going to fall back to those old patterns that we developed to, like, quote, keep us safe. And you know, for a time they were needed. I know for me, I could not be blamed for anything. It wasn't safe to be blamed. All the time I was a little girl, the youngest of my siblings, I had to figure out a way not to be blamed. It couldn't be my fault, or I wasn't safe. I'm not sure totally where that came from, a spanking, a slap across the face, watching my siblings get the same. Whatever that was for me, I figured out a way to avert it. But in that, I created a lot of pain in my life as life went on and required me to step up to the plate and to own what I say, what I feel, and what I do. And so, but I found lately the desire to hide back in there. And with this, back to this person that I was helping this week, she got to that same place she got probably, 8 or 9 years ago at a retreat in the Yucatan. And her pattern was, when you just can't take it anymore and you can't push through, turn and run. And hide, and go into a deep funk, go into a depression, go into a hiding space. But, you know, I was able to call her on it. She got pushed a little bit, and eye-to-eye contact, I said, please don't do this. I was talking to myself. I was talking to all of us. Eye-to-eye, we looked at each other, and I said, please don't do this. Remember the Yucatan. Remember the pattern. Here you are again. Here's your power place. This is where you can change it. And there was this pregnant long pause, and none of us in the room knew which way it was going to go. But a shift, boom, like that, she got it. She was out of that pattern. She knew she didn't want to do it again. She knew how painful her life had become. She knew how stuck she was. And I felt that that was just a reflection. I took it as a reflection for myself. She was my teacher in that moment. And I see it in so many people all around me now. My husband Mark is going through his version of it. My dearest friends are going through their version of it. A woman that I really care about and reconnected with in Miami this past week, she's going through it. So on this Monday morning, I thought it was time to take stock in your own life and look at what protection mechanisms you have in place that are really keeping you miserable, that are really preventing you from that one moment of power that you have when you can make a different decision and shift. And this is what we mean by this is the shift. Well, we have to shift it inside ourselves, of course. So have a great Monday, and I'll be back again to see you next week.